April 15, 1945, the rumble of British tanks echoed through the gates of Bergen-Belsen. What awaited the liberators was no battlefield, but a nightmare from the depths of hell. More than 13,000 corpses lay scattered across the fields, and 60,000 survivors barely clung to life. The soldiers, hardened by years of war, were struck silent. The air was thick with the stench of death. Yet among the captives that day stood one woman whose beauty defied the horror around her. A young SS guard named Irma Grese, soon to be known as the beautiful beast of Auschwitz. Irma Ida Ilse Grese was born in 1923 in a quiet German village, a farm girl in a world untouched by the storm to come. Her early years were filled with simple chores and the smell of milk and hay. But beneath the calm lay shadows, a strict father, a home filled with silence, and a mother's tragic death that shattered her innocence forever. The laughter of childhood faded, replaced by a growing emptiness, one that would soon seek power, not peace. At 16, Irma found work as a nurse's assistant in a sanatorium. But behind its sterile walls, medicine had turned monstrous. She assisted in so-called experiments, watching human pain reduced to numbers and data. Each scream chipped away a piece of her humanity. What should have been a place of healing became a classroom of cruelty, and Irma was a willing student. By 17, Irma had joined the SS Women's Auxiliary Service and entered Ravensbrück, a place where cruelty was not punished but perfected. Here, she learned how to command, how to punish, and how to control. Each act of obedience, each lash of the whip, gave her a sense of power she had never known. The shy farm girl was gone. In her place stood a woman who found pleasure in pain. At Auschwitz, Irma Grese rose quickly. The prisoners called her Die Schöne Bestie, the beautiful beast. With her polished boots, braided hair, and soft smile, she looked almost angelic. But her beauty hid a darkness deeper than the ashes that fell from the sky. She whipped women for sport, unleashed dogs on the weak, and played God during the selection lines. Her blue eyes watched life and death with equal calm. Evil had found its perfect disguise. Even amid horror, Irma remained obsessed with beauty. She polished her boots, styled her golden hair, and gazed at her reflection as if she were preparing for a stage. She dreamed not of redemption but of fame, of becoming a movie star after the war. To some, she showed fleeting tenderness, even sparing a young girl who reminded her of her sister. But those moments were not mercy, they were vanity. Irma's heart had long turned to ice. By early 1945, the Nazi Empire was burning. As the Red Army closed in, camps were abandoned and prisoners forced on death marches. Irma marched beside them, her dogs still snarling, her whip still ready. Through snow and blood, she carried her power like a crown. But even she could not outrun the collapse of the world she had served. When British forces captured her at Bergen-Belsen, Irma did not resist. She smiled during questioning, speaking coldly of duty and loyalty. At her trial, survivors wept as they described her cruelty, the beatings, the dogs, the deaths. But Irma denied it all, calling them liars. Even condemned, she seemed more concerned with her appearance than her crimes. Her final performance was not in a camp, but in a courtroom, and history was her audience. On December 13, 1945, Irma Grese, only 22, faced the gallows. She walked with pride, her head high, as if still playing her role. When asked for her final words, she whispered a single word, "Schnell." Quickly, a sharp sound followed, and the curtain fell. The beautiful beast was gone. Her beauty could not save her. Her charm could not shield her. Justice had spoken. The story of Irma Grese is a mirror of humanity's darkest reflection. She reminds us that evil does not always wear a monstrous face. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it looks ordinary. She was not born a beast. She became one, shaped by hate, by ideology, by silence. Her beauty faded into infamy, but the voices of her victims still whisper through the ruins she helped create. So tonight, as history closes its eyes once more, remember the innocent, not the infamous. And may their memories guide us away from the darkness she embraced. Good night.